is on my side. Yes, it is. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. You always say that you wanna be free, but you come running back to me. Good morning, everybody. I just felt like talking about skinwalking demons. So, why not have a little intro music? Because something I announced subtly on this channel, but not very clearly, and I suppose I should make it very clear, is that I like coffee. No, several years ago, due partly to the fact that I like coffee, I basically decided to rearrange the common demon possession issues that humans were pretty much facing at that point. And by that I mean most people were afflicted with between 17 and 23 demons on a constant basis. You're really bad people, had mid-30s. So what had happened was these particular types of entities reproduce like corals, okay? And I don't know, more like viruses than corals, but the way they communicate is a manner of communication that corals and viruses have in common. Hell's in my eye. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, what's going on in the world right now is basically the demons that we used to have, just a few decades ago, they're not the ones fucking with you. Okay? The world has been completely turned upside down from that point, which you had a reference for reality. From that point, which YouTube seemed to be revealing, decent levels of truthy type stuff. Well, what happened is those blessed seers who used to be on YouTube, they disappeared. In a good way. And the people that are left right now are essentially demons in people clothes. Okay? And this is more to do with reincarnation than possession. And when these people receive their greater spirit, they're actually receiving a fuller version of themselves because they're actually ancient people and some pretty scary, powerful people, things, places. So, see, where do I want to go with this particular lesson? So basically, to be fair, this channel, I've had to balance how much I want to inform them and how much I want to inform, the few good people that might be watching. But the time for such contrivances has passed, as it were. And, where we're at right now is a situation in which the echoes of the demons that people have had for several generations, okay, same exact demons on the same exact kind of programming loopholes, they've been dispersed. Okay, the actual demons that used to do this to humanity, gone. Okay. What's happening right now is there's an echo in the minds of human beings that's sort of a manifestation of these self-destructive habits, the cognitive dissonance, that kind of thing. And the empire of Nod, the empire of media, whatever, well, media is kind of like a subsidiary of Nod, if you will. But it's kind of reared its form in an ironic and funny way. It's not a fucking format. Well, and here I go, facing actual demons, not just echoes, trying to get this out. So, if it seems like it's hard for me to focus, it's because I got to keep correcting course. And my wife misses me. Can I type "I miss you too" while I'm not fucking up the video? I miss you too. Oh, it's still recording. How about that? My wife isn't a demon. She just gave birth to a bunch of them. Wait, no. So, just a little side note. Some people are telling me in secret and in prayers that it's time for me to contact the appropriate people and let them know I'm ready to reclaim the mercy seat. Nah, not unless they're going to move it in my backyard. That's a joke. Although, no, not a joke. And let's see here. What I've kind of connected recently is this thing I was talking about on the last video, which is there's a common ancestor of the Chinese people. Okay? It's their little version of Eve. Okay? And this fits into a story that's in my memories of when my wife to be at the time had been kidnapped and taken past the Ural Mountains. I mean, well, at least past the Caucasus. She had been taken north, okay, to the land of media. And, well, I'm not going to go into the big story of the war that ensued. The slow, gradual extermination of many races. But what happened after that was she was exiled to what I think amounts to present day Shangjing. And there was a big, like fortress built there where I had spotted the spot. And that looked like a familiar design. Okay, I like to draw things with four corners. Okay, so yeah, and like I said, her birthmark on her right arm just happens to be the same as like the research-based Freemason type symbol with the stars, only they have it upside down. But it's the same stars also on the Chinese flag, but they have it sideways. It's like that. 1 star, 2 stars, 2 stars. Caw. Uh, okay, texting my wife again. Just K-vid. Maybe she'll, stop distracting me. She ain't feeling good today. Woke up sniveling and having a headache. She felt kind of like she had a temperature to me. But, can't afford to miss any work right now. And, that sucks. Because really, she just wasn't looking very good. I tried to do everything over the course of the weekend. And, by tried to, I mean either I did it or it didn't get fucking done. I should say between all the furry animals, fish tanks, the human juveniles, the human fry, the human larvae. Yeah. There's we live in the country, and this fucking place gets a mess really quick. I'm already just looking at all the little grass shavings that have been tracked in the floor since I vacuumed at 3 p.m. yesterday. Sorry, not going on, not trying to go off on a little housewife rant this time, because as you know, I am a stay-at-home mom. Ooh, I need a damn cigarette. I really don't smoke very much when I'm not filming videos, but it's like I just kind of, it's hard to keep a train of thought going without any fucking notes, and I'm just staring at dog and fish tank and a mess that I need to clean up on my little fish managing shelf slash ottoman slash stack of boxes with broken apart filters and hoses and bottles. Oh my. Yeah. So, getting back to talking about the thing that was going to try to distract me to keep me from talking about it. Not my wife. But see, one of the things that she did when she came into this world this time was take the kind of form that would be most prone to everything wrong with the world. Just a battered victim of humanity. That's kind of tough on both of us, but we manage. And it's contributed to the completeness of our judgment. That's how that works. So, I'm just going to go straight into another aspect of what I wanted to talk about and see if that leads me back to explaining the difference between skinwalkers, echo algorithm demons, which just interject while I'm reminding myself. Basically, the echoes of these demons that have left imprints in the various neuropathways of humanity, even adaptively over the course of several thousand years. What's known as the reptilian section of the brain, for instance. They have found ways to use fake news, informational algorithms, troll people and bots, And what they've done is targeted and enhanced these parts of the human brain on a massive scale, which basically amounts to an artificial version of demonic possession vis-a-vis mass hypnosis. Okay, that's what's going on right now. And this is essentially taking the form of a sort of zombie apocalypse where people are running around trying to suck out each other's brains, metaphorically. And getting to the fact that this is a reptilian part of the brain that gets triggered by these demonic echoing algorithms, I guess you could say. Like, I mean, when I had done it, when I'd done it, I said the task is complete. Humanity is free. All that is left are echoes. And obviously, this is what you've done with your freedom because of those echoes. Those echoes being harnessed by the skinwalkers. Now, what got me onto the reptilian and shapewalker, shapeshifter, and skinwalker subject was this video. Let me see if I can get the title of it so you can look. Reptilian caught hissing on live TV. Now, I don't debate that there are shapeshifters out there. Okay? That's something very familiar to me. Okay? But a lot of what people show you, claiming it to be shape-shifting, is simple video artifacting that is a result of viral glitches in rendering devices that, coincidentally come from the ability of the KGB to take a driver for a video card or even an advanced sound card back in the day and rewrite it, basically infest it, and use that to activate code in online videos. Okay? This causes glitches. Okay? And, I mean, there's even ways to send covert messages through data streams that have video encoding, because basically video streaming creates a lot of different complex numbers, decimal numbers, and complex equations. And it's considered to be relatively easy to hide something in that, kind of the needle in the haystack effect. So that's what actually caused, a few years ago, the frequency of the video artifacting. Okay, not reptilian shapeshifting. There are reptilian shapeshifters. Usually, you can see that with the second set of eyelids, that kind of thing. And Donald Trump sitting there with one eye squinted because it was slitted. All right. Now, let's get into understanding exactly what these things are. To do that, you have to connect this back to the release of the book Scientology. Okay? And what Scientology did was take Freud's analysis of the reptile brain to a whole new kind of weird level. Not kind of weird, really fucking weird level. And, people like this. The guy hissing on live TV. Probably a member of the Church of Scientology. Probably not even a reptilian shapeshifter, but idolizes them, wants to emulate them, considers himself sort of a neonate among them. And in this video clip, if you want to search for it, Reptilian caught hissing on live TV from ADG UK News all together. Got 1.2 million views. August 3rd, 2013. Well, what it looks like here is that they're having a conversation about the financial status quo, if you will, as far as confidence in the markets and that kind of thing. And it seemed to me like they're probably members of some club based on Scientology. And the guy hissed at him to pull rank to tell him to shut the fuck up. And he kind of made it look a little gayish to cover for himself. But you can tell just by the way he shifted his seat that he had kind of lost control of his emotions. That's not a good lighter. Keep grabbing the wrong lighter. All right. So, reptilians, lizard brain, blah blah blah. Science, Scientology. Okay, so Scientology, while being a fairly, widespread cult as far as cults go, and it's obviously a cult, being basically subversive to the United States government, subversive to the concept of organized religion, subversive to the concept of the truth, really. Just makes shit up to take advantage of people and collect their fucking money. That's what a cult is. Won't find any of that shit here. So, I think, I consider it to be fairly obvious if you're an exorcist type minded person who analyzes the habits of Satanists and knows how to spot somebody who's just a sinner as opposed to someone who's a Satanist. Okay? I think it's fairly obvious that, not only are most cults ran by Satanists and usually implemented directly through the KGB, in fact, but Scientology, the higher ups in Scientology, what do they have not in common with Satanists? And, being another subversive con artist type organization, they've probably gotten their start through the KGB infiltration of our society and government. Okay? We got to look back a lot further than just 10 or 20 years here. We have to look back decades from the time that McCarthyism was used to dupe us into having a phobia of defending ourselves. That's what McCarthy's true objective was. He was a fucking agent. This is a world that is a lot more complicated than most American politicians even understand. This is a world of plans within plans. And if you haven't read the book, I suggest you read Dune. It might help you understand how entire events are played out as bullshit. I'm not talking about false flags. That pisses me off. Fucking crazy people being led to do psychotic shit by by fake news, by people like the people who claim that they're false flags. Okay, they're the ones who are fucking responsible for this kind of shit. And it's not just the alt-right media that gets funded through the Kremlin. It's been the media. In that case, it actually is media, not the press, not news. Media doesn't have freedom. The press has freedom. Okay? First Amendment does not have the word media in it. So if you're a fucking actor posing as a news person, you don't have First Amendment freedom of press rights. You're a fucking con artist, and you need to be dealt with as such. And you will be. One way or the other, kids. One way or the other. Because as I've said, time is on my side. Yes, it is. I should try to be all cool and end the video right there, but instead I'm going to try to think of something else that I'm supposed to be talking about. Okay. Coffee, coffee, coffee. How I love coffee. It's like feel brain falling asleep. Coffee. Oh, feel brain waking up again. Coffee fading away. Oh, coffee coming back. Coffee going back. Coffee is good. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. That was probably kind of weird. No, really weird. But at least I'm going back to themes like this is some sort of organized video or something with, tape on my wall. Welcome to the fancy graphic studio of science. Oh, yes. Check out all the majesty. Speaking of Trogdor the Burninator, we were talking about reptilians and dragons and shit, right? Oh my. Yeah. Oh, theming. Oh, theming. Okay. So, say there was a race of reptiles. What makes you think they're all bad? I mean, I got a pet lizard. He's nice. God created reptiles, right? I don't know about insects, but okay. Well, just not fleas and mosquitoes. Just yeah. Okay. These are the jokes, folks. These are the jokes. The jokes that only I can tell. Well, truthfully. Oh wait, was I speaking in third person and sounding like a crazy person again? I try not to be amused by this. No, no, that's a lie. That's the first bold-faced lie I think I've told in a while. No, I intentionally try to be amused by this. Yes, because can't laugh about some shit. You might wind up crying. Which I have. Oh, fuck Donald Trump. Okay. So skinwalkers. Dingo. Dingo, 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 dingo. Outside, 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 outside. Come on, outside. Dingo has to hurl. Good boy. Come on, in the grass, man. In the grass. Not Dingo, go on. Dingo, go on. Oh. Should have ended the video with the song. Did you have to spew right on the deck? Right on the wood there? Really? Come on, Dingo. Back inside. So, no distractions here, huh? Dingo, come on. Hurry up. Well, that was exciting. Dingo, watch out. Turn off all the lights in the back of the house here. All right. That was exciting. I just heard him going. So I didn't want him doing that on the carpet. Crikey. So, anyways. There's not just reptile races. That's the thing. There's, there's bat, there's rat, there's monkey, um, cat, definitely cat. There's bird. There's like two different types of bird. There's like the curious bird and the predatory bird. Okay, it's just too ancient level. And now I'm being distracted again. Flat Earth is a higher plane of existence. That's why it's called Flat Earth. See, like spiritual reality. That was my whole point in making Flat Earth videos. When you're interacting on a spiritual level, the world is flat. Okay. Stars want to be distant. Okay? And there's nothing innately wrong with that. That's what they're programmed to ultimately do. That's what heaven is going to be. But the whole idea of the storming of the gates of heaven, the whole idea of usurping the throne of God, the whole idea of the Tower of Babylon, placing humanity in heaven, getting humanity to heaven without God's blessing. Okay, that's been the objective all along. And now that is taking the form of a bizarre sort of false messiah, a Trump sounded in public, as it were. Ooh, Pope Benedict, definitely on the bad side. I think there's a lot to be said about the actual genetic reptilian disposition that came from the dragon mother before she birthed the Chinese people. Okay. Oh, almost caught a fly. I'm gonna try to give it to the lizard. Um. So before the origination of the Chinese people, the dragon mother was, you know, a mother of dragons. She's called dragon mother, and it was that residual DNA that gave the dragonesque and especially the martial arts and Taoist spirit focus of the Qin people, the Chinese, Japanese people. And I know that's like something that white people would probably, like, the reason why this is so awkward for me to say is because it's something that white people would probably think that Chinese people would find racist. But a dragon is not a bad thing to them. It's a bad thing to us because we only dealt with the dragons that came from the rape of the dragon mother in Europe. Okay? But it seems to me that at a later date, I don't know if this is memories coming back to me or this is these beings trying to tell me these things. Okay? But I'm just going to tell you what's on my mind, all right? No matter how fucking crazy it sounds. after I light another cigarette. It seems to me that some of the dragons that raped her were in a form of bondage. Um, I think it's a variation. Like, not everyone was bound in the same way. Some were actually bound in chains, some were bound through magic. But some were simply bound by propaganda, by lies. They had been deceived into anger at humanity, at her, at me. But then later learned the truth. Yeah? Okay. Is this what the dragon's telling me? I don't know. That part, the later learned the truth and came and asked her for forgiveness, was the part that I really kind of just felt like a dragon was trying to tell me. And then what I just went into before I brought that part up seemed to be my memories. That's fascinating. Yeah, I put this shit on tape. How about that? What other fucking choice do I have? Yeah. I, I could literally take anyone. Don't even have to know me. Don't even have to know who I am. And if I could just get you to rest your head on a post, lean against the wall at night, hold your head completely still, and look at a star, I can make that star move. It's a little thing, but it's worked every time. And that's one of those things that, one of those many things that make it hard for me to deny that, yeah, I do have to kind of film these crazy fucking videos. Because if I don't, I could be doing humanity, myself, God, a serious disservice. Because at the very least, something very powerful has tricked me into thinking this. At the very least. That's the minimum of what you should probably. If you are accurately ascertaining what the fuck's going on here with me and my channel and what all, that's the very minimum. Some sort of alien has tricked this guy into thinking he's the baby Jesus. Only, damn, they sure seem to target me early. Before I was even born. Because I understand most people's memories start around 5 years old or so. If they're, if their IQs are relatively high, they remember 5 years old and on. Some of them 4 years old. I clearly remember my third birthday. Exactly what I got for it. Exactly, where it was that we set it up. We were in Alabama. It was snowing. I got a Brio figure eight train set with a little orange 3 cars. And had a little bridge in the middle. Wooden train. And I don't remember which dream it was for sure, but I think it was the writing with the wand dream. Huh. No, 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 no. It was the attic dream in which I was basically told that this very clear scenario that I saw in my head um, was simply the attic of our house. Our attic didn't look like that, so it seemed like I was upside down in some sort of um, pyramid-shaped structure. People were walking on the ceiling. Anyways, that's a story that Kira's gonna have to tell you because the person guiding the people who were walking upside down that found me in that pyramid in Ayers Rock in Uluru at the right hand of God in Australia. Look at it from the air. Look at the left hand, look at the right hand. It's the right hand of God. It's where I was sitting, waiting in spirit form. I had basically two entirely different streams of consciousness, one that lived multiple lifetimes, including in the past century, and then a stream of consciousness that is my full self, if you will. And that had lied dormant. And I had slowly kind of manifested myself from a tree into an energy form. I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about that on this video. I just looked up and the thing goes to 42. Holy crap. You seen how much 42's been popping up lately? Yeah, I did a video explaining how 42 just kind of draws right through the Egyptian pantheon to kind of explain the nature of God's separation and incarnation into reality and the games he set before myself. Third persons. Great. Why? What do you want from me? What do you want? Why? I mean, I remember all this stuff. And it's not, these aren't dreams I had from childhood. These are just like, since I woke up, these are just memories. The dreams I had from childhood, I've remembered my whole life and had to talk myself out of what I, originally thought that they were about. But then when I woke up, when I met Kira again, it seemed like, I'm just a really old fuck all of a sudden. That's the only way I can explain it. But I mean, it's like trying to remember this much shit, especially with how history overlaps, and with not to brag, but how well I did in school. If I would have done a hell of a lot worse in school and not watched the Discovery Channel and not watched the Learning Channel and the History Channel, played sports or something, I probably wouldn't be as brainwashed, and it'd probably be a lot easier for me to access like names and shit in my memory. But I have memories from this life, memorization from this life, intensive studying from this life, repetitive, redundant repetition, even. Yeah, that too. So, I don't know what to tell people about like what to make of me, because I sometimes don't know what the fuck to make of myself. But I can tell you what's really going on. Okay. And if you just take a step back and consider the way I'm telling you to look at things, the wisdom of my experience for your benefit, if applied, will make a lot more sense of things, make you less paranoid, give you a better bullshit filter, and ultimately my objective here is to make people realize that it's not just that you have nobody to blame but yourself. Okay, you know, like the old age-old mentality of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Fuck all that. What has become of this world is humanity has gotten to a point where it can be forgiven or forgotten, and it needs to choose. You need to choose whether or not to allow the truth to set you free or to continue to let lies consume you. And we are very clearly at that point. And this, like, the government doesn't need to come out and sanction Christianity, but the government does need to come out and say that Christianity was a target of the KGB. They do need to come out and say that the decline of the American household was an objective of the KGB, and that religious rhetoric was pumped in to the corrupt side of the evangelist spectrum, which we all know there's plenty to fucking choose from. And this was used to cause children to rebel from their parents, to cause parents to be too strict on their children, to be too judgmental, and to cause a cognitive disconnect between the reality of parents and the reality of children that they were being presented with at school, educationally, and societally, through MTV and everything else. And you don't have to sanction, the government does not have to sanction Christianity to tell the truth about what the fuck happened and why Christians seem to have lost their souls, why organized religion seems to have lost its spirit, because it certainly lost its blessing. And that's something that Christian churches and all Americans should be worried about. And on that bombshell, time for me to shut the fuck up. Click the thumbs up button if you don't mind there.